Hello there, guys. I'm Nick, and this is Metroid Zero Mission, my favorite out of all the Metroid games, and we're going to be doing a bit of a special playthrough. So for those who don't know, the Game Boy Advance Metroid games have this thing where, depending on certain qualifications, I guess you could put it, you unlock different ending pictures. So, for instance, this is if you do real bad and either play on easy or finish the game in, I think it's over 4 hours with less than 100% of items. Yeah. And there's one of these for a bunch of different things, and yeah. So, basically, we are going to be trying to get the absolute hardest one, or at least arguably the hardest one, which is for completing the game on hard mode, collecting 15% or less of items. So, we're just gonna copy this really quick. Okay. So, we're just gonna jump right in to a new game, hard mode, and yeah. So, we need to collect, we can only collect 15 items, and there's 9 items which are absolutely 100% required in order to complete the game. And so we're going to be picking up all of those, and that gives us 6 items left, with which, you know, we can play around and decide what we want. What I'm going to be showing here is what I believe, personally, to be the easiest way to do this. There are certainly other combinations of items that will make your life a lot more difficult, and of course, if you're an absolute maniac, you can complete the game with the absolute bare minimum. Although, interestingly, although only 9 items are required to complete the game, absolutely, wow, we are off to a friggin' fantastic start. Not that it matters, we're about to get a life refill. I'm not gonna mess around anymore. There are only 9 items that are required, technically, but you can't beat the game with less than 10. And the reason for this is that there's a certain room that has 3 missile, or basically you need to use 3 missiles in a row. And if you leave the room and re-enter, the missiles, like the missile blocks, come back. So you need at least 3 missiles, and on hard mode, which I haven't talked about yet, on top of the higher damage and enemy placements, the amount of stuff you get from each upgrade pack is greatly reduced. So energy tanks are half as much, so you only get 50. Missile tanks are only 2, and power bomb tanks are only 1. And because the the missile tanks only give you 2, you need at least 3. So you need to either pick up a second missile tank or a super missile. So if you're playing on normal mode, you can complete the game with only 9 items, but on hard you need at least 10. Although I've been told they quote-unquote fixed this in the PAL release of the game. So if you're in Europe, you get the joy of trying to do this with only 9 items, but all of that is completely ridiculous. I can't even beat normal mode with only 9 items, so we're going to be doing the 15%, which is all that the game asks of you. So this is the first sequence break. We're supposed to go up and grab the long beam, but obviously we don't want to do that because the long beam is a stupid item, so instead we can just go right here and shoot through the floor, except I missed. Yeah, there we go. And go right through here. So yeah, first sequence break. Woo. And now we're going to go pick up the missiles, which are the second of the absolutely required items in order to finish the game. There's a very high chance that I'm going to suck right now and not kill this worm. Killing this worm is surprisingly difficult on hard mode because it requires 3 missiles to kill him, but obviously we only have 2, and that makes things a little annoying. So let's see how I do. Okay, that's 1 hit. So far, so good. Damn it. Okay, I'm probably not going to kill him. In fact, I'm definitely not going to kill him. Because he's only going to do 1 more attack now. So, in order to kill him on hard mode, you basically have to do this fight perfectly. Yeah, there he goes. Oh well. Not a big deal. Bam. So far we've collected 2 of the required items. Morph Ball and missiles are the second one. And so now we're going to make our way over to get the Morph Ball bombs. And so just quickly, the reason you need the Morph Ball should be pretty obvious. I forget, is this a save point? Yeah, it is. you know, there's just a ton of one block tall corridors that you absolutely cannot get by in any way other than, you know, the Morph Ball. And missiles, again, there's things that can only be destroyed with missiles, there's blocks, there's all kinds of reasons. And, of course, these red missile doors can only be opened with missiles. Oh, God. Okay, so these bugs are going to be the bane of your existence if you decide to do this. Wow, I am really playing badly today. Holy crap. So, yeah, this room. Oh my God, this room. There's a good chance I'm going to die in this room, because this room happens to be one of the hardest things in the entire game. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to inch just barely close enough to hit this, and we're going to hopefully manage to destroy it without getting killed by these bugs. Thank God. Okay, we're not picking up that missile tank, though. So again, we're just going to inch our way right along here and get just close enough to damage this. Oh, yeah, we're probably dead. Nope, nope, we're good so far. Okay. So far, so good. Okay, this is not going well. Not going well. Oh, God. Okay. Oh, fucking Christ. Please, 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 please. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. This is, yeah. Things are not off to a good start, but to be fair, this is literally just one of the hardest rooms in the game. And the next one we're going to do in a much easier way. The reason we're doing this for these two is you don't really have a lot of room to mess around. Oh, God. Okay. For this last one, what we're going to do is we're just going to run in, get a couple shots in, and we're just going to go around the room a couple times like this. Now, the reason we want to destroy all three of these is you only have to break two of them to actually make it through this room, but if you only destroy two of them, when you come back the next time, they will all be back. Whereas if you actually destroy all three of them, they'll be gone forever. And it also means that these bugs aren't going to spawn in the adjacent rooms and stuff like that. So you pretty much really, really want to break all three. Unless you're doing a speed run or some crazy nonsense like that, which we are certainly not doing. My only goal is it would be nice if I could finish this in under 2 hours in game time. I think that's a pretty good indicator of how well you're doing. Yep, this part is not very fun. Again, probably my least favorite room. It's certainly the hardest room before CHOZO. I'll put it like that. Almost there. Yeah, we did it. Okay. Oh, God. Did we not? No, we did. Okay. Fucking go. Go, go, go. Okay. Cool. Oh, son of a bitch. I forgot I didn't kill this guy. Okay, things are about to get interesting. Yeah. Okay. No, 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 no. I would appreciate... Yeah, some this. Oh, man. I think he's gonna get away again. Yeah, he is. Oh, or maybe... No, yeah, I think he is. I don't actually know, to be completely honest with you. Yeah, okay. Normally I just reset, honestly, and do it again until I kill him on the first try, but fuck it. Okay, anyway, so here is our our first optional item. I'm going to be grabbing this E-Tank. The biggest reason for this is that if you don't get at least one E-Tank, the Space Pirates in CHOZO one-shot you. And the difference between playing perfectly and being able to get hit once is just, frankly, massive. So you definitely, absolutely want to pick up at least one E-Tank. Like, seriously, don't try to do this without picking up an E-Tank. Down there's the map, the map room. I can talk. And we don't need that at all. Because we know where we're going, because we've played this game 1,000 times. At least I have. Shouldn't make assumptions about whoever's watching this. Thank God, a save point. cool. Okay, so yeah, now we're gonna make our way up here and grab the Morph Ball bombs. So again, the reason these are required should be pretty obvious. There's just an absolute ridiculous amount of stuff that needs to be Morph Ball bombed, you know, whatever. So there we go. Also, may as well take the refill. All I'm getting out of it is one missile, but it never hurts to refill. And now we get locked in this room and we gotta kill a bunch of bugs. And there we go. And now we've just got to make our way back. We're going to save again, because, I mean, why not? Again, not a speed run, and there's no shame in saving constantly, because this is a really, really, really hard run. And you will probably die a lot, especially your first time through. In fact, if I recall correctly, the first time I ever did this, I died in the hive room alone, like, maybe 20 or 30 times. It also just took me a very long time to come up with a consistent method for that room. Not that the method I currently have is consistent at all, but it's much more consistent than what I've seen other people try to do. Oh my god. Jumping is apparently not my strong suit today. And yeah, these rooms are going to be a lot easier because the hives are gone, so we don't have to deal with being chased by a bunch of bugs or having to kill hives again on the way out through this room, which is pretty nice. Really can't argue with that. I am really just eating acid today. Let me tell you what. Okay. Regardless, finally, we're through all that crap. And now, let's go down to Norfair. Alright, except this guy, again. Jesus Christ. God. I really hate this guy. Go. Finally. And now, hilariously, we get to watch as the charge beam spawns, which we are never, ever, ever going to get. And for those who don't know, the charge, or sorry, rather just the beam in general in Zero Mission is just absolutely pitiful. If I recall correctly, a fully powered beam, charge shot, like all powers and a charge shot deals, I think, 24 damage, whereas missiles by themselves deal 20, and super missiles deal 100. I'm not sure about the exact value of beam, fully charged, maxed out beam, but it's something like that, and yeah, just, it's bad. It's really bad. So you're not going to be using the beam for damage against pretty much anything. Okay, so now we make it to Norfair. We're going to save over here really quick, because this next series of rooms here can be kind of a pain in the ass. Because right now we're going to be making our way over to the grip ring. It's called the grip ring? I don't actually remember. It's been a while since I've done this. Something like that. And what's interesting is this item is just required for completely arbitrary reasons. Basically later on there's a big plant that blocks your way unless you have the grip ring. Which is kind of silly, but oh well. Because they really, really, really want you to have it. So we'll go pick it up. Also, I'll point out, interestingly, whenever you enter a room, the enemy placements, while static, vary in that the enemies have like a couple different directions they can go in as soon as the room loads. So every time you enter a room, it'll be slightly different. So, unfortunately, there's no way to create, like, perfectly consistent strategies for every room. Okay, before anything, we have to go pick up this unknown item, which this one is the plasma beam, if I recall correctly. Yeah, plasma beam. And all three of these are also required, because they're just blocks very cleverly placed to screw you over and make it impossible to make progress until you get them. So we'll be picking all those up too. And also, interestingly, is while this game does have a ton of sequence breaking, there isn't really any glitches, or at least none that are very advantageous. So all of the sequence breaking in this game is 100% intentional, which is one of the reasons I really enjoy this game a lot. It's one of those rare cases where a later Nintendo game really gives you the privilege of having enough faith in you to let you do stuff the way you want to do it. Whoa, that was great. Oh my. Ooh, this D-pad, let me tell you what. Wow, okay. That might be a problem a little later on. I may have to switch controllers, because holy crap. Also, yes, I am playing on an emulator. I don't have any way of recording this otherwise. I don't own a Game Boy player for the GameCube. And besides, my GameCube is all messed up right now anyway. So, yeah. Also, now we're back at the surface. You can go into your ship, get a recharge and a save. May as well do it. I am slightly concerned about that wall jumping thing, because wall jumping on this controller is not very good. But okay, so we have the grip ring, and now we've got to make our way back into Norfair. And down we go. I lost count of how many items we have, but yeah, by the end we will have exactly 15. So now we get to make our way back through this room and use our fancy, handy-dandy new item to get back up here. Also, yeah, you'll notice not having long beam gets really, really annoying at certain places where they really kind of want you to have long beam. So there's a couple of times where we're going to have to just have copious amounts of bombing where you wouldn't otherwise. Or at least on a normal playthrough you wouldn't. Oh man, okay, this next stretch is another particularly fun and difficult one. I have distinct memories of respawning at this save point a lot for this upcoming section. I mean, I'm gonna keep saying that because this whole playthrough is extremely difficult. Certainly not for the faint of heart. God damn it. Grabbing onto stuff I don't mean to grab onto. Okay. This part's kind of annoying. Also, I gotta love, like, the exactly perfect hitboxes there, where I imagine that, whatever they're called, rippers, I think? Ooh, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good at all. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. That is not the intended way to do that room. But, oh well, we made it. And I'm not going back. We get the Ice Beam. Woohoo! So the Ice Beam obviously required because you gotta kill Metroids, and there's no way to kill Metroids without the Ice Beam. Although, if I recall, interestingly, I believe you can make it all the way to, Torian without ever picking up the Ice Beam. And then you're just like, oh, hey, Metroids, I can't kill these. Which, again, you know, more power to the player. Like, yeah, you can sequence break and make it there without it, but, you'll be fucked when you do. Really wish more Nintendo games did that. Anyway, now we get to make our way up here. If you want, you can just do a fancy single wall jump all the way up there, but it's a lot easier to just freeze those guys. Now here we don't need no sticking recharge. Bam. That's not what I wanted to do, but it works. That was very interesting. Nothing is going quite according to plan today, but I should have expected that because now I'm recording the game. So obviously, as soon as I start recording, everything's just going to go straight to hell. Okay, this room. There we go. Hidden path up here. Also, you want to bomb like that. Come up here, another shortcut. You have to shoot that block up there. Oh, man. Come on. Oh, man. Yeah, this is where not being able to wall jump on this controller is going to become a bit of a problem. Anyway, this shortcut lets us fall all the way down to Ridley. And actually, in speedruns, this is how, you know, they get to Ridley early, and why you do Ridley first, because you can get here super quickly, and then get some nice items. Come on. There we go. Yeah, that's gonna be annoying. I'm gonna keep complaining about that, I'm sorry. So for now, no, I'm not gonna shake the recharge. I don't need no stinking recharge. Again, more sort of sequence breaking here. There's lots and lots and lots of very well hidden blocks that allow you to go pretty much anywhere at any time you want. There we go. Oh my god. Okay. I just need to get used to it with this. This room is fun. I'm gonna take this really slow. Okay. Please go away. Thank you. These guys are super dangerous and deal a ton of damage, and you do not want to get hit by them. Oh, there we go. Finally. Also, they seem to have like a really low rate of being frozen, or at least the green ones do. The red ones don't really seem to give you any trouble getting frozen. And yeah, in here we're gonna get the high jump. The high jump is another optional item. You can actually beat the entire game without ever getting the high jump. The reason we're collecting it is dual purpose. One is that it's going to make the escape from Zebes much easier. And the other reason is it makes space jumping work a lot better. If you skip the high jump, space jumping is kind of interesting, to say the least. Thank you. Holy crap. Scary as always. And now we get to make our way back down to where that little launcher was, right here. And we go back up. So what was I saying? Oh, yeah. In fact, a couple of the items we're going to collect are pretty much for the sole reason that it makes it easier to escape Zebes, which might seem like a weird thing to prioritize, but I will tell you, the first time I did this, if I recall correctly, I spent all 6 items, or no, I got the high jump, I got the screw attack, and then spent the rest on super missiles. And that was a bad idea, because escaping Zebes, whatever. I don't know how you pronounce it, and I have not played the Metroid game with voice acting, because it didn't happen. Anyway. Yeah, escaping is an absolute nightmare, because you only have a minute to do it, and if you don't collect certain items, you have to do some insanely tricky platforming with very little time. And even if you are, like, a master of this game and do everything absolutely perfectly, you'll get to the ship with, like, maybe, 5 seconds left. So, yeah. And considering how difficult the Mother Brain fight is already, we really don't want to do that. It kind of sucks. That was not a fun time. Also, yeah, I didn't pick up an energy tank the first time I did this either, so dying in one hit to every single space pirate meant that I had to beat the final boss, 10 or 11 times before I finally managed to escape. Yeah, as I said, copious amounts of saving. Save everywhere, all the time, always, because dying and getting sent back is really annoying. Yeah, we want to go up. Got confused for a second. Now, next we're going to be grabbing kind of an interesting item, which is the Varia Suit. And it's not interesting because of, the qualities it has, making you immune to acid and, increasing your defense and whatnot. It's because you can skip it, it is sort of optional, but then for whatever reason, when you get to CHOZO, the game just gives it to you. So even if you don't collect it, the game gives it to you anyway. So since it doesn't count against us, we're gonna grab it anyway. Because, I mean, why would you skip it if you don't need to? We're also not doing a speed run, so there's really just no point. This jump is really tricky. There we go. It's like a very last second jump. Also, if I remember, I think this is technically a sequence break. I don't think you're supposed to grab this until after you do Kraid. But I mean... Or, oh yeah, actually, never mind. Because I forgot, you actually aren't supposed to collect the high jump until after Kraid. And you need the high jump to grab this. But, yeah, we're not doing any of that. There are going to be no intended strats here. So yeah, now we have the Varia Suit. Thank God. That is going to make doing Kraid kind of trivial. Because obviously we don't take damage from acid, and we take less damage anyway. So, yeah, trying to do Kraid without the Varia Suit can be very tricky, but doing it with the Varia Suit is not a problem at all. And now we get to make our way back out. And this part, I'm probably not going to have a whole lot to say, because we're kind of just going to be going through areas we've already seen. Of course, first we have to make our way back down here. Of course, I'm going to get hit by that guy, because I always get hit by that guy. And, oh hey, save point. And I think once I get back to the main shaft of Brinstar here, I will probably end the episode. Also, yeah, there's a case of a kind of annoyingly placed item. If you don't realize you can go underneath the pole, you might be like, oh, what? But that is not the end of annoyingly placed items. In fact, luckily we actually collected that E-Tank earlier on, because if you intend to skip that E-Tank, managing to get around it is very, very, very tricky. It requires some very weird wall jumping maneuvers. Oh, good God. Okay, I forgot those guys were there. Is it dead? It is dead. Okay, I'm gonna take the recharge. I normally wouldn't, but I kind of want it now. Also, yeah, you can tell like how much we've been sequence breaking, because like now this thing's telling us to go to Ridley. We've messed up the order you're supposed to do things in royally by this point. Yeah, so this is gonna be a little slow paced, just because we're gonna be heading back through here. And so yeah, you remember this shaft. This is where we picked up the bombs earlier. And it's still low percent, so even though this is an earlier area, everything is still very, very dangerous and will kill you very quickly if you start playing recklessly. And again, if you didn't collect this E-Tank earlier, dodging it is a massive pain in the ass. You really, really may as well incorporate it. It makes your life much easier. And again, all these rooms, much easier because we destroyed the hives. So yeah, so that's why it's worth it to take the extra time to actually take out the hives, because otherwise you have to go through those rooms 3 times and destroy the hives all 3 times. It's not worth it. Okay, and we're gonna save, and that'll do it for this first part. Things went about as well as I expected them to, and I managed to not die, so that's cool. That's definitely gonna change. Things get so much harder as it goes on. So anyway, until next time, I'm Nick, and have a good day, or whatever. I don't fucking know. I don't know how to end videos. Bye.